Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Tuesday with this guy, with Terry. Hey, look at that. They even got up on the wall over here. Man, my name's Terry. Thanks for joining today. I'm talking to you live from Austin, Texas, where the sun is hot, and sure enough, it's getting hotter every day. 94 yesterday. It's hot, the barbecue is sweet, and all the drinks are free when you hang out with me. I wanted to take just a few minutes this morning and share a little bit of an idea with you in terms of how to be encouraging. And I want to start with something that I was given. It's kind of a bound, open book that you can write notes in, and I keep all my notes for my podcast in here. But the front of it has a writing on it, and I was given this year and a half ago, and it says to me, there are three things that we all should do every single day. We should do this every day of our lives, every single day. Number one is we need to laugh and have some fun. You should laugh every single day. Number two is we need to think. You should spend some time in thought. And number three is you should have your emotions move to tears. Could be happiness, it could be joy. But think about it. If you laugh, if you think, if you cry, that's a pretty full day. That's a heck of a day. You do that 7 days in a week, and you're going to have something very special. Signed, Jim Valvano. And I open up this was a leather-bound notepad, and I open this up, and I want to read this to you because, again, this is the note that was given to me. It says, Terry, we saw this and we immediately thought of you. You are an inspiration to many, a leader of many, and a heck of a great and caring guy to all. You are the quote unquote idea man. As they continue to come to you, write these ideas down so that you can share them. Our love and our respect, Rebecca and Darren. My good friends up in Kansas City, Kansas, gave this book to me and thought of me, and they gave me a nice little note there. And the reason I bring that up today is because this morning when I got up, I was reading I was kind of scrolling through Facebook, as we often do, and I saw a post from an old friend of mine. And her post said something to the effect is, I haven't posted in 2023 at all, and I'm now posting because things are changing in my life. I'm moving to a new state. I'm moving into a single life. And I wanted to let the people that have been my parents, my friends who have been supporting and have been caring and reaching out, I wanted to let them know how much I appreciated them. And so I made a little post and said, love to catch up and wishing you all the best and happiness and joy and peace and all the things. But the reason I'm bringing those pieces up is because I want you to think back to some time in your life when you've gone through a struggle or you were trying to achieve something personally. And I want you to think about a person that actually gave you a break. A person that opened up a door. Perhaps they made an introduction. Perhaps they settled back and said they could wait an extra 2 weeks to get paid, could wait, a little bit longer before you fulfilled maybe a promise that you had made to them. But for whatever reason, they gave you a break. They might have given you a break in terms of leading you down the path to a new business. Maybe they gave you a break and they introduced you to someone that is now the love of your life and the relationship that you've dreamed about being in. I don't know what that break was. It could be a financial break. It could be a business break. It could be a job. It could be a relationship. It could be a business. It could be all kinds of different things. But I'm sure there has been somebody in your life that gave you a break. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because I would like, if you could, to take that into serious consideration and turn around and look at ways to give someone in your life, someone in your profession, a break. How do you give somebody a second chance? Maybe in some cases it's a third chance. How do you show grace to a person in need? How do you help somebody out along the side of the road? How do you help somebody new in town? How do you help somebody out that's going through a divorce? How do you help somebody out? Maybe it's a younger person, a niece, a nephew, a cousin that's trying to make their way or find their way, or they're going through a difficult time. And all you simply have to do is give them a break. And you say, well, Terry, I don't really know that I'm connected like that, or I could do that, but I want you to think about it in another way. And the other way is maybe a telephone call or a text message or an email or a letter, a handwritten note of encouragement. Many times the word, the thought, the call, the text, the email of encouragement is in fact enough to get them into the next day or get them through the week or to let somebody know that they really care. And so, what is in fact an encouragement call or an encouragement text or an encouragement email? Some of you might say to yourself, well, I haven't ever done one of those before. I'm not really sure what you mean. Do I just call and say, how are you doing? And I would tell you it's a little deeper than that. Is an encouragement call is simply this: Wes, I'm calling just to give you some words of encouragement. I happen to be thinking about you this morning and thinking about maybe how your things are going for you. And we haven't talked in a while, but I just wanted to reach out to you and give you some words of encouragement. And I want to remind you to keep your head up. I want to remind you to keep your courage up. Remember this, Les Brown says this: if you can look up, you can get up. I want you to remember to get up every single day. Every day is a new day. Words of encouragement. I've been thinking about you. That sounds nice when somebody calls me and says that. When somebody says, you were in my thoughts. I was thinking about you last night, and I wanted to give you a call of encouragement or a call to just check in with you and see if there was anything that I can do for you to help you along your day, your week, your month. I was reminded of you when I saw X, Y, or Z. That's another piece of the language you could use. Or I wanted to remind you that I really think you're a talented guy. I think you're a talented woman. I think you have a lot to offer. What are you doing? You're investing and you're pouring into that person to let them know that, in fact, they are important. And maybe that's all they need to get through that particular day. You bring a lot to the table. And speak to maybe what they do bring to the table. As a matter of fact, you've been important in my life, and here's the way that you have impacted and been important in my life. I want to just share this with you. Is sometimes I've done this at a birthday celebration. Is, you get together with 10, 12, 15 people for a birthday dinner or a birthday lunch or a birthday celebration. And you know this, you all go out to a restaurant and you have this. But if you haven't done this, I'm telling you, do this because it's powerful. One of the things you can do at a birthday celebration is you can stop and you can have everybody go around the table and talk about the birthday boy or the birthday girl and what is something significant that they have done in their life that has meaning to you. How have they impacted your own personal life? And you go around the table and you start to hear the stories and you start to see that person, the birthday boy or the birthday girl, and you see their eyes water up and tear up because they don't really hear a lot about the ways that they have impacted other people's lives. And this is an opportunity for you to do it. And that alone will be more meaningful than a card, than a gift, than anything else. What have they done to impact your life? And so if you're making an encouragement call to someone, maybe you can share with them a little bit about what that person has done to impact your life and how they have created meaning. You can let them know that, in fact, you do care. You cared enough to call. You cared enough to write. You cared enough to send good vibes. I've received this recently from a good friend of mine, my good buddy Rick. Every time he calls me, he says, I want you to know I'm praying for you. Now, he doesn't have to do that. He doesn't have to include me on his prayer list. But I got to tell you, every time he says that, my response is, thank you, Rick. I'll take all the help that I can get. But that's nice to know that somebody has you in mind and feels like you're in need, or that you need some encouragement, or that you need some support, or you need some, unconventional help, I guess. They're out there supporting you. Let that person know that you're here to listen. You're here to listen if they want to cry, if they want to laugh, if they want to talk, if they want to go get a beer, if they just want to go get a cup of coffee. You're going to make yourself available, and they can call you at any time. What I'm really talking about is being a friend. You can be that friend that person needs. And the truth of the matter is, you don't know what's going on in their life. You don't know what's going on in other people's world, in their business, in their relationship, in their finances, in their school. You don't really know. We never know, do we? But you can be that person of encouragement. They might have just gone through a divorce. I have a close friend of mine that's happening to. They might have just been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. And I have a friend like that as well. They might be diagnosed with cancer. And yes, I just found out a friend of mine was diagnosed with cancer a few weeks ago. They might have lost a husband, or they might have lost a wife. They might have lost a son or a daughter or a brother or a sister. You don't know. Maybe they're grieving right now. Maybe they lost a job. Maybe they're out of money. Maybe they don't know how they're going to make the rent. Maybe they don't know how they're going to make the car payment. Maybe they simply don't know where their next meal is coming from. And it sounds crazy and it sounds silly, but we know some people are living paycheck to paycheck. Maybe they might be losing their company. Maybe that might be happening and we don't know anything about it. All I'm suggesting is, many times when we give back or we reach out, it has this incredible, fulfilling emotion that we're doing something for other people when we know that there's not going to be any repayment. We know that we're not asking anything in return, but it's an incredible, moving experience. And I'm telling you, please do that out of the goodness of your heart. The person on the other end of the phone, the person on the other end of the text, the person on the other end of the email, in fact, it might save their life. Remember, when things are going really well for you, to always turn around and reach back, grab the person that's still trying to make it up to the top of the mountain, grab their hand, give them a lift up, and make sure we're supporting and being friends with those people in need. You never know who needs it most. But my message this morning is to make that call, send that text, write that letter, and be encouraging. Most of all, become a friend. My name's Terry, and I'm your friend. Hope this was helpful and encouraging for you about ways to give back. Have a wonderful day.